I'm Charles Webb, writer for video games, currently senior writer at Rocksteady Games, working on Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. I'm a 16-year, wow, veteran of the industry, writing with my start in mobile games back in 2005 and doing everything from narrative-based dating sims to giant open-world action games. Um, Kind of wove a really odd and winding path into video games. Initially getting my start in college with a bachelor's degree in psychology and doing absolutely nothing with that before deciding that maybe I'd spent too much time working at a video store and it was probably time to move on to something else. Um, got my start with a really awesome team of narrative writers for very small games, and over the years kind of cultivated um, a very awkward and halting and odd, I hope, in a fun way, voice in terms of character, and just trying to spend the next few years cultivating the next set of voices in video game development and game writing. So this is going to sound like a flippant answer, but trash, or at least so-called trash. So much of my earliest memories, pop culturally, were, you know, worn VHS tapes of movies like Vamp and Fright Night, and uh, watching, oddly enough, Psycho on a little black and white TV in my mom's house. I'm not that old. In my mom's house when I was very little, um, and the impact that had on me was, your art, your work, whatever you create, doesn't necessarily need to be. It needs to speak to everyone. It needs to be able to engage everyone, and it also just needs to be loud. And it needs to be big, and it needs to be fun. You know, I don't think I'm necessarily going to be the guy to make the next sort of grand drama in video games, but I am going to give you a big bloody comedic mess that's going to give you a great big time, fun time. It's going to keep you engaged. So it's funny. I've been thinking about this question a lot, and on one hand, I'm a very superstitious person. I just kind of think uh, all the weird choices, all the mistakes, all the errors that I've made up until this point have gotten me to where I am. At the same time, and this may sound harsher than it really means, no job's going to love you. No studio is going to love you. No place where you work is going to love you. But the people that you work alongside, those teams, those relationships that you cultivate and you build, uh, they're worth more than anything. Spend your time learning about the people around you and helping them up and helping build them up. You know, the game, the project, the studio, whatever, it's going to happen and it's going to evolve into whatever it is. But the people next to you, you want to make sure that they're taken care of more than anything else. And also prioritizing your own mental health and your own sanity, because you really only get the one life. If you miss a day because you want to spend that time with someone important in your life, do that. Well, it's actually taken a long time for me to do that. I think most places I've just been very much we're all in it for the team. We're all in it for passion. And since having a child, I'll have a 5-year-old daughter in a month. Uh, I've had to prioritize her, and it's sort of just been forced to do that. We've lived through a global pandemic, and just being able to stop and say, okay, my partner and my kid are way more important than any other considerations at this point. Um, has been good for my sanity and been good for my family and been good for the people around me. And just being able to stop and tell a colleague, it's cool. We don't have to focus on this right now because you just need a break. And that's all right.